almost fell there. You can at the very beginning of this, I'd have fallen on a piece of cactus. Welcome to the channel, guys. I am Dustin Wright, the Homestead Theologian, and we're going to do something a little different today, right? Normally, I do what you call coffee with Dustin in the woods, right? Where I talk about some stuff and I show you some things. But today, I have got my coffee in a to-go mug. That's right, because I'm going to be taking you guys, I guess, a little bit on a tour of some spots here on the homestead and showing you guys some things, something that's near and dear to my heart that I've been working on probably for the last year, right? And that one thing that I've been kind of working and growing towards is a thing called regenerative pasture management and regenerative livestock management, right? And I've been trying to figure out, especially in my context, how this works. Now, there's a lot of people that talk about this thing, and you probably heard a lot of fancy people, a lot of big names out there that are talking about regenerative pasture management. But one of the things that they talk about is their context, right? And their context for regenerative pasture management is up north, right? And so maybe it's kind of also raining, raindrop fall. Total side note, right? But they're up in different places like Iowa, or they're more up, more in the central United States, or maybe more up in the northern United States, right? And one of the things here with down south in central Texas, right? See, even some people that do this kind of in the deep south, right? But here in central Texas, we have a lot of unique difficulties is a good way to put it, towards pasture management. And one of them being, let's see if I can get one here, right here. Being this, right here. If there's one thing that I can grow, I think I poked myself. If there's one thing that I can grow on abundance on this homestead, it is this, the old trusty prickly pear cactus, okay? And so when I ask questions to some of these people like, hey, what do I do with this cactus? How do I get rid of cactus? A lot of times their answer is, I've never worked with cactus before, I'm not sure. Well, I'm going to go take you through some methods, see what you guys think, and show you some stuff that I've started to do, and then probably take you guys on a journey about how to get rid of this cactus and take care of your pastures in a regenerative manner. So come on. I'm good. Come with me and let's take a look around the homestead and let me show you a couple things. Welcome to our first stop here on the homestead, right? And the first stop here, I picked this spot because we've got some good old prickly pear and we got some pointy cactus over there. Not sure what it's called, but maybe you guys could comment down below and let me know what that cactus is called. I should know what it's called. I've lived in Texas all my life. But hey, cactus is cactus here in Texas. But one of the things I want to start off with here is because there's also another good thing to show you guys kind of about my spot right here. If you take a look, I have got a lot of big rocks that are pretty close up to the surface, right? And one of the big things about regenerative pasture management is what you want to do is to take care of these species that you don't necessarily want in your fields, right? Like the cactus, you need to find out what's wrong with the biodiversity of your soil, right? And so basically what that means, at one point in time, this soil has gotten a little bit out of balance, and those cactus there have grown up and kind of started to take over. You can see in this field that it's not terribly, terribly bad, right? There's a lot of really good grasses that are trying to grow through in this field. And so mainly you have a couple points here, especially when it comes to regenerative pasture management that you want to work on, right? Number one, it's taking care of the species that you don't want, right? And how you do that can go by a couple different ways, right? Number two is making sure that you put organic matter back down while it's doing that. And number three, you can let livestock through, grazing and trampling, right? And the manure process help feed that pasture to get it back up where it needs to be. And you can work these three things. There's also a lot of other things that gets real technical sometimes. And I'm just a country boy trying to figure this out, and you're trying to figure this out with me. But those are basically your three main points here when it comes to regenerative pasture management. And so it's like, what do you do with these rocks, right? How do you do that? Well, you got to build your soil back up. So that brings me to a couple different ideas of what do we do to take care of this cactus? How do we get rid of it, right? Well, number one, a lot of people here in Central Texas or whatever in mainstream farming will tell you, you spray it, right? You take a chemical, you spray on that cactus, and you kill it. I don't like that. I don't really want to put chemicals into my soil, right, that are going to stay there forever. So that one is immediately for me off the table. So then what do you got to do right there? You got your couple other options you've got to do, right? Option number 2 is you can grub it up, man. The old shovel method. You just dig it up and you pile it. And then my favorite part, burn it. I like fire. I really like fire. But you can kind of grub it up, pile it up, and then you can burn it, number 1. And then number 3, I'm on 3, 1 was chemicals, don't like that one. 2 was grubbing it up. You can also do that mechanically, right? You can do it with a skid steer. You can do that with a backhoe, right? You could do that with your tractor. You could scrape it up, right? And number 3 is you could try to mow over it to get a little bit of organic matter down into the dirt. But the only problem with that is wherever one of these little cactus pads land, normally a new cactus will shoot up. That's just kind of how this cactus works. That's how the cactus probably spread all across this field, is at some point somebody mowed it and they didn't stay on top of it. So if you're going to mow it, you got to stay on top of it, and you really have to graze heavily after that for that trample effect to take care of it. Or there's number 4, which is burn it, right? The old hair burner, right? I don't know if you guys know that, but it's like this flamethrower attachment that goes on the other side of a, propane tank. So you could burn and then kill the cactus, just individually walk through the field, kill the cactus, and then at that point, what you can do is you can come back, you can shred it, you can graze your land and stuff like that, okay? Now, I'm going to take you guys to another spot, so you guys are going to come over here with me. This is one of my deer hunting spots, too. I don't know if I said that. So I'm going to take you to another spot where we are actively trying to pile up the cactus and kind of show you guys what that looks like. All right, this spot right here is a spot where we are actually actively trying to push up the cactus, right? We are pushing up this cactus, right? I've actually just taken a piece of wood, a really thick piece of wood, and I've attached it to the 3-point on the back of my tractor, and I'm just throwing that bad boy in reverse and pushing it back up there. If you guys want to know what kind of tractor I've got, like, man, that guy must have a pretty heavy tractor. It's not a big heavy tractor. It's an old 4-8N is what I'm running. And so, but you take it, and I'm kind of pushing it up and getting ready to start piling this right here. We've already kind of worked on a lot of this area right here, and so now I'm working on kind of moving this area over here. But as you guys can tell, when you look out through this field, look at all that cactus out there. It is just everywhere, right? So we push this up in a pile, and then we kind of burn it at that point in the pile. And then we take and we start putting animals on this land, and we start working through trying to remediate this pasture. Now, one of the big key things here too is also making sure you get that organic matter back down. Because like I said earlier, there is a ton of rocks, number 1. And number 2, it's really close to our house. Right over here is where I'm at. And so we need to put that organic matter back down so we can start building that soil up, so a lot of those natural grasses can have something to grow into, right? And how that organic matter works, man, it may just be putting some animals on this spot and feeding them hay for a little bit to grow up that organic matter. Now, one of the big things here in Texas is controlled burns. I don't know how much they do controlled burns in other parts of the nation, but here in Texas, people do controlled burns where they will burn the whole field, right? They will burn the whole thing to try to mitigate and take care of that. Now, there are a lot of good things for controlled burns out there, okay? Controlled burns can be very helpful, but one of the big keys why I don't want to just burn this whole field right here for me is this right here. My house is right there. Now, you can do it carefully and you can work on it carefully. Fire is dangerous. So if you're going to do anything with fire, especially if you're going to just go in and like treat a small area or work with the pear burner, right, to kind of start it, you have to be very careful with the fire. So, but this is a spot where I've started to push it up and kind of get it working. Now I'm going to take you guys to one more spot, which is probably one of the best looking pasture lands area. It's actually over on the lease. So we're going to jump on the 4-wheeler and head over there, and I'll kind of finish this video up over there. But hopefully, guys, if you have any questions, comments, man, you just ask them down below. Ask me what I'm doing, or if you have any comments on how I could do this better, let me know. I want to know. Leave a comment down below of just like, hey, Dustin, I think you should do this. And I'll be like, good call, because I have a lot of pasture land that I still got to work on and try to remediate with this cactus. All right, guys, welcome to a spot here on our lease land. This is probably the best forage, right, that we've got available to us. This is next door on our lease. Our home property is just right over there. Well, it's a little ways over there, but this is next door. Our lease is right next door to our home property. And this is some of the best we've got. Now, here's one of the big kickers. When I started asking people like, hey, what did they do to this pasture to get it in a way where it looks like this? The greens are just so good. There's a lot of good forage in here. What did they do to this? I was told like 25, maybe even 30 years ago, all they did was took a tractor and they shredded this about 4 or 5 times and they ran some animals on it for maybe like 1 season, right? They did feed the animals during that season, but that's all they did. They didn't spray cactus. They didn't try to kill the cactus. They just shredded it, ran animals, and then boom, this is what you get. And so then it's laid dormant for quite some time, right? But then that's when it kind of hit me, guys. We try so hard to figure out how we can make this pasture awesome, when in all honesty, God is the one who makes these pastures work so well. So instead of working and trying to figure out how I can make this pasture the best pasture in the world, maybe we try to sit down and we figure out, okay, God, what are you doing in agriculture to make this pasture look like this? What are you doing, God? And how can I come alongside you, God, and help you do this, right? Because look, there's some cactus out there, but for the most part, this is nice green forage. You got a lot of these lovely red flowers out because it's the middle of spring. But it's like, God took care of this. I didn't, man didn't, God did. And that's what's so awesome about regenerative pasture management. Is the whole point of regenerative pasture management is working with God with all of this forage to make it work. Because God is the one who takes care of all this. God is the one who knows how to make this work. God is the one who knows how to make this grow. And what happens just naturally in nature to make good pasture land here in Central Texas is what we need to strive for. Is we need to strive to just help God, not even help God because he does it on his own, right? But we need to strive to walk alongside God in his process of making good pasture land. Now, this is kind of what it is here. And it's just kind of how it looks. And I just love it. And so that, for me, is the big main point of regenerative pasture management. So now, come on, let's go take a look at some other stuff. All right, guys, I'm just walking back to my four-wheeler here, about to head back over to the home place. But I just want to tell you guys, thank you guys for listening, and thank you guys for watching this episode. Please be sure to like, share, comment, hit that notification bell, all that kind of fun stuff, and just follow me. Also, guys, one of the things I want you guys to do is let me know if you are working on any type of regenerative agriculture. Number one, tell me what you're trying to do, number one, down in the comments. Number two, tell me if there's anything that you think I can do better, right? This is some awesome looking pasture land here in Central Texas. Don't worry, I'll do a video in the middle of summer where everything's dead because we hadn't gotten rain in 3 months. And then you'll see what it really looks like. But this is some awesome looking pasture land, and it's only here because God knows what he's doing. So remember to make sure when we work through this is that we take time and we focus on God through this whole process of how does God make pasture? How does God work through this? But we thank you guys. Please sure to like, share, comment, all that kind of fun stuff. Let me know what I can improve, what I could do different. And I just thank you guys.